out there with Johnson. Now here's Love. King gets his first NBA start.
And you see the things he's capable of doing on a night-in, night-out basis. It's mind-boggling. Clark, this guy is just wildly gifted.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I mean, the work he's put in to get this far may very well be the most impressive thing of all, Steve. He's taken raw natural ability and molded it into one of the most refined skill sets in the NBA. That's special.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves getting the first points of the ball game. Martin kicks to Patterson. Over Randall. Patterson, that's good. Here's King.
And last season was his first full year with Houston. And Kevin Martin, his production was...
Check it out here again with the spike slam king.
Now that's just rubbing it in, fellas.
Throwing it down with style.
These folks are not going to forget that one anytime soon.
Rockets have tried to be as efficient as possible acquiring talent on the cheap. I mean, trying to be really economical there. The whole philosophy has been to acquire undervalued players. Quite possibly their thinking is they can facilitate a trade for a difference maker.
King, the pass to Randall. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Shoots from the baseline. It falls after a friendly bounce off the back of the rim. Lowry's got his first basket of the night. Going back to the Rockets and their fiscal discipline. Here's a good guy to talk about this to my side here, Steve Kerr. Some of the former players were, Steve, frustrated by the Rockets' refusal to extend contracts.
Well, you have to be prudent with your decision making. And when you don't have a great team like Houston, you've got to make sound decisions. And I think that's the right way to go. Unless you have a championship team, you can't really extend yourself, because then you tie yourself up and there's no room for improvement.
Beasley against Williams. 5 on the clock. Knocks it loose.
So a couple of poor possessions now in a row consecutively. Both times turnover. That's not productive basketball. That's not winning basketball.
No, Clark, you start stringing errors back-to-back together, you lose all momentum in this game.
Patterson drops in the layup for 2.
You know, the hardest part of that play was getting to the rebound. After that, it was easy.
Here's King. Turned in an outstanding game against Golden State. Beasley outside. Kicks it out to Johnson. Over Martin. Johnson can't get it to go. Houston in the lead. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
That was a shocker, guys, because that had to be a tough one for them to solve. They were supposed to win that game, but they never got going.
Yeah, and to lose it the way they did, too. I mean, that's where it really hurts, Steve. That's a hard one to take.
Nice play there on that inbounds play, and it paid off with the 3.
Kevin McHale getting back into the league, guys, after a stint as a broadcaster. I mean, that seems the path to go to coaching. Steve, are you headed to the sideline sometime soon? The Rockets felt he was the right guy for the job, and he very well might be.
Are you kidding me? I work one night a week, and I got summers off. Why would I ever leave this seat?
You got it. Patterson. He's guarded by Love. Patterson dishes to Scola. Takes the turnaround J. Good.
Well, you mentioned McHale, Clark, and with their roster, I think he's a great fit because they have a lot of young post players that can use his tutelage, and I think that's his specialty, Kevin McHale, his ability to relate to young post players and the ability to teach them. He's going to be a big addition for that franchise.
Passes it to Johnson. Randolph gets whistled for a loose ball foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's King. He has 6. No good. Good work defensively by Lowry. Rockets leading by 6. And it's Johnson picking him up. From outside the arc. And that one's good. Flynn's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. So the Timberwolves call their first timeout.
Well, the Timberwolves are hoping that they've found some answers at the point guard position. The veteran Luke Ridnour really played a steady role for them a year ago, but Johnny Flynn, the top draft pick in 2009, missed almost 30 games and really struggled on the court.
Williams passes to King. Back to Williams. 6 on the shot clock. And stolen by Kyle Lowry.
Tried to use the pump fake there, but the defense didn't buy it.
And Williams with the basket on the assist by Lowry. Williams has got his first 2 points of the night. For the Timberwolves, the answer to their playmaking needs, a point guard, Steve and Clark, may have arrived in the form of rookie Ricky Rubio, joining the team from Spain.
Well, it's got to be a relief, Kevin, for the Minnesota fans to see the former number 5 pick in the 2009 draft finally in uniform for the Timberwolves. Scoring is still a question mark for him, but his passing, court vision, and flair, all of that is unquestioned.
Timberwolves trailed by 11. Here's King. He has 6. And Williams backs in. Looking to end the run. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Boy, he just seems to score so easily. The game comes very simply to him.
Outside Lowry. Again, the Rockets score.
Impressive offensive execution to this point. That's what's gotten them this lead.
Well, it's paid off on the scoreboard, the fact that they've been together and productive offensively.
It's Beasley on the wing, covered by Martin. Clock at 6. Here's King. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
I like what the Rockets have done with their roster. They've got a lot of talent, but in a league where superstars really put you over the top, that's one thing Houston has not been able to accomplish, finding a star player.
Steve is a GM formerly in this NBA with Phoenix. You know all about that, trying to get other players to come to your team. And Williams slams it in.
They're all on the same page, no question.
And that chemistry has helped them jump out to this big first quarter lead. A cohesive team can beat a talented one almost every time.
Here's King. He's got 8. Lowry picks him up. Martin against Beasley. King, the pass to Beasley. Poke loose and stolen by Williams.
You know, Kevin, they've just...
Whoa!
It's been really impressive at both ends of the floor so far early on.
Yeah, and it's for that reason that they've been able to jump out ahead early here.
One of the things I love about Kevin Martin is his pump fake and the ability to use that three-point line, not just to shoot a three-point shot, but to use it as a threat with that pump fake to get the defender out on him, and then the ability to put the ball on the floor and get to the rim.
Minnesota calls timeout. What Steve was saying about Martin earlier about his pump fake, it's almost like Clark, he's disguising it on purpose, like maybe what a Major League Baseball pitcher might do.
Well, for that pump fake to work, you've got to be able to knock down your perimeter shot, and he can shoot the 3 and the mid-range shot. But, the ability to disguise it goes back to what Steve said about it, facilitating getting to the hoop. I mean, he really takes advantage of getting defenders off balance.
Here's Lowry. He has 7. Outside, Martin. Back to Lowry. They're working it around. Just 5 on the clock. With 1 on the clock, count the bucket. Lowry's got 9 points.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
And they've been on fire offensively as a result, Clark.
Deflected. Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. And now let's bring you the list of the top three-point shooting teams over the course of the past 10 games. In third, the Rockets.
The main factor, I think, is the great spacing that has led to wide-open long-range shots. That's why we see the great numbers from the three-point line.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Houston. Here's Beasley. 12 points his last outing. Shot clock at 6. From deep. And the ball goes out of play following the shot.
Houston ball.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Take a look at the Rockets. Long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And, of course, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're looking to turn it around down at the bottom of the conference.
You know, checking out the Rockets, they've caught a lot of folks off guard. I mean, they've made a big-time leap forward.
Yeah, they sure have. They've made great strides since last season, and give them credit. I mean, they've worked hard. They've earned this, and I think they've done it through a really aggressive team play. They've been selfless in their approach, and they've worked. I mean, they have worked really hard to get to this point.
King, the pass to Johnson. Pushes up, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
That was a ferocious Facebook finish.
It's easy to forget he plays the point, isn't it?
Well, he still looks to pass first, but if nothing's...
Contested quarter as we move here into the second. And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And so in the game for the Rockets. Lowry and Martin manning the backcourt. Terrence Williams is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Scola in at the center, filling out the middle. Here's Patterson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Patterson's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Rockets. Timberwolves trailed by 15. Open look. The rebound by Patterson.
I thought that one was going to go.
You know, Steve, most of the time it does go.
Off his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. So here's Scola, 15-point game. He's guarded by Love. And it's blocked. And so here is Minnesota, down by 15. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington, where they'll face the Wizards. They hit the road with that, the first of a 5-game run. Beasley, he's guarded by Williams. 5 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. King, that's good. He's got 13.
And there he goes. He didn't get a 3 in the first, but starting to look for it here.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
Well, guys, the Timberwolves are looking to establish more of a home court advantage. I mean, last season, they narrowly missed having the worst record at home in the NBA at just 12 wins and 29 losses.
Here's Lowry. 9 points in the game so far. Outside, Scola. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Love's got his 4th rebound in this one. Like you just talked about the Timberwolves at home, 12 and 29. That was actually their best performance at home in the last 3 seasons.
Wow.
Steve?
You can forgive these Minnesota fans for being a little frustrated. And they are in the bottom 10 in attendance. But it could be a lot worse. I mean, this team's record has been horrible the last few years. Let's hope that this club can get back on the right track and get their fans back in the building.
Stolen. And they're moving it up. Here's King. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
You know, I look at the Rockets, and they're one of those teams that regularly is scrapping for a playoff spot. I mean, normally they're a pretty tough out whenever they face other Western Conference teams, but last season they fell to 25 and 27 against the West, just under 500.
Backing down. 6 to shoot. The kick out to Williams. Over Beasley. Here's Patterson. Now the feed to Scola. Hit his leg. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. Here's Lowry. He's got 9. Back to Williams. Outside Lowry. The pass to Scola. Over Randolph. Another miss by Houston. Steve, that was their first losing record against Western Conference foes in half a decade.
Wow. Well, they're always competitive, Kevin. They've always had good teams in Houston, but I think losing Yao Ming for most of the season really hurt them, and they just didn't have quite enough talent to compete against the West at a really high level.
Boy, that was a nice little finger roll to finish the play. Splendid finish.
Here's King. Lowry covering. King, the pass to Randolph. Passes it to King. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And stolen by Kyle Lowry.
He's having a very inefficient game, guys. 5 turnovers now, and those are just wasted possessions. As soon as they force that turnover, they really attack the rim. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.
Lowry, the Villanova product.
Join your Friday. Let's get you to the HB halftime report. The Houston Rockets in front against the Timberwolves at Target Center. Quick out of the gates this season, they're looking to add momentum. Some terrific basketball from Kyle Lowry. He has 11 points, is also working on the other end of the floor. Nice defensive work. And slugging it out so far, the Minnesota Timberwolves. A pretty hard-nosed effort. They're hungry for the win and making their own luck. A couple guys right here you want to lead the charge for the teams as we move on to the second half. And to look at the games being played right now. Out at Time Warner Cable Arena, the Bobcats with the lead against the Magic. Third quarter and they built an 11-point edge. And another one also in progress. The Memphis Grizzlies currently trailing the Thunder out in Oklahoma City. A lot of ground to make up for them. Not a lot of game left. And a look here at the other action around the association. Out at Pepsi Center, the Nuggets ahead against Dallas. Not too many problems for them in the third. That's it. Time for us to wrap things up and get you on back out to the second half. Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris. Thanks so much for tuning in.
To the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. King, he's in at the point. Michael Beasley and Kevin Love, they're in the forward positions. Johnson out there with Randolph. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
Well, that's definitely a good look. I mean, the defense can't be that relaxed. I mean, they've got there and expect him to miss consistently from there. He's too good.
Love with the screen on Martin. And Love backs in. He's guarded by Williams. The 10-footer of can't hit.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
Outside Lowry. Back to Williams. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Carving them up inside there, Kevin. I mean, the defense has been vulnerable in there.
Yeah, that's 3 straight field goals in the paint area. That's really good offense. That's what a good solid screen will do for you. It gets you a good look at the hoop.
Here is Lowry. 11 points in the game. He dishes it to Martin. Now here is Lowry. Defense is right there. Off target with his 3. Timberwolves trailed by 21. Johnson right side. He passes to King. And it's Martin picking him up. Love the pass to King. It's rebounded by Houston.
He came away empty there, and that's a shot that should probably go down.
Martin with the bucket.
You know, the defense in transition typically is trained to protect the rim in the paint first, and those are the type of open looks you can get from beyond the arc under those circumstances.
And stolen by Williams. There's the block. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. It seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Steve, you think they've been rattled?
Oh, they're rattled all right, and turnovers will kill you, especially with a team like this that can force turnovers.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, the Timberwolves were one of the worst teams in the NBA last year, and playing in that Western Conference is tough. They went just 7-45 against conference foes.
Well, for a team like that, Steve, struggling like the Wolves did last season, the Western Conference, not exactly a forgiving place. Clark, that's just amazing, just 7 wins with 45 losses within their conference.
Yeah, and you've got to start looking at yourself as a player. I mean, you can't make excuses. Everybody on the team has to certainly try to get better. You do look at the talent level and see where you can improve that. Sometimes losing can create friction and finger pointing, but the only way to get better is to hold yourself accountable and take responsibility.
Here's Lowry. 11 points in the game. He feeds it to Scola. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Now we take a look at the 2K leaderboard to see who the best rebounders in the NBA have been over the last 10 games. You look at Love. He does a great job inside, one of the top rebounders in the league.
He's put on an unbelievable show rebounding the basketball of late, using that strength in his body so effectively.
It's a pick by Love. Here's King. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. 21 points in the game.
No question about it, guys. He's been one of their best performers today.
And Williams backs in. Covered by Beasley. Shot clock at 5. From the baseline. Williams, that's good. Williams has got 8 points.
Well, I like that he's come up with some big baskets for this team to help him out in getting this lead.
They rule this one. Goaltending. Help the shot.
How often have we seen him, Kevin, create wide open chances for himself like that?
Here's Lowry, averaging 9 points per contest. Pass to Martin. Shot clock at 6. Guarded now by Michael Beasley. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Here is Rubio.
Kevin Martin taking 2 shots.
Kicks it to Lee. And Williams backs in. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Williams has got his second basket of the game. Outside Flynn. Right up. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. And the Rockets lead by 16. Rubio with it. Here's King. Williams passes to King. 6 on the shot clock. And stolen by Flynn.
Well, all these turnovers really hurting his team. He continues to give the ball away.
Nothing fancy for him on that jam. Just a textbook flush.
Clarkey put it away without a moment's hesitation. Backing down is Milicic. Here's King. He's got 23. That's good. He's got 25.
His team really needs this kind of effort, and he is bringing it forward. He's converted time and time again this quarter.
Now here's Flynn, covered by Rubio. They get it again. Second shot opportunity. Parsons. No luck. Now the Timberwolves will take it the other way. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, the biggest factor was probably all the opposing turnovers. Those guys were being very loose with the ball, and it cost them.
There were some pretty glaring errors made out there, Steve. It was certainly not what you would see at a clinic in terms of ball control.
Rockets leading by 16. Outside Flynn. Here's Lee outside.
He hasn't been one of their key guys tonight, but they are still winning despite his lack of production.
Here's Budinger. That falls. Nice feed that time from Johnny Flynn.
Chase Budinger.
Flynn's got 3 assists in the game. Now Rubio. Milicic covered by Hayes. Now here's Rubio. And the pass to King. Just 5 to shoot. Backing down is Milicic. Another miss by Minnesota.
Did you see his balance there, guys? Really faded away. I think that's why he missed.
And that one's good. Lee's got 4 points this quarter. Timberwolves trailed by 21. Here's King. He's got 25. Rubio passes to King. Covered by Lee. Ball's knocked loose. Lee with the steal.
Excellent steal that time. Pesky defensive play on his part.
And the shot is good. 7 points in the game. Now Rubio. Here's King, and they get it out of bounds. And they retain possession. And a moment now to check out who Minnesota has coming up. They've got the Wizards ahead of them for the next game. It's in Washington. That sets off a 5-game tour for them. Tries a 3 off the inbound. He drained the shot right at the buzzer.
Cold-blooded. I mean, that's a big-time clutch bucket.
That is a prime-time play, guys. He got himself squared up and knocked down.
Doris.
Kevin, the spark in this game, the big push by the Rockets. They look completely focused and on top of their game as they keep finding ways to extend this lead. This was the performance Coach was looking for at the start of the game, and they haven't disappointed, guys.
Thank you, Doris. They made a statement with that big run, Clark.
He sure did. I mean, actually, this team has what I like to call spurtability.
That's becoming one of our trademarks right there.
Without question.
We're all over it.
One of the great basketball words out there.
And Clark, I think the defense was sort of shell-shocked by that spurtability. They were reeling.
Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. You've got Johnny Flynn. He's out there with Lee. Hill is out there with Hayes. And it's Morris in at the power forward. King, the pass to Johnson. And here's the break. Lifts up. Puts up the baby hook. The shot's good from Hayes. Hayes has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Rockets. Randolph inside. Hayes on him. Nice shot by Randolph.
What a finish with that hoop.
Rockets leading by 20. Outside Flynn. Feeds it to Morris. He kicks it to Lee. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Randolph with the rebound. Randolph's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Feeds it. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. They get Courtney Lee.
That's his first personal foul.
Well, when you think about the Rockets, such a scrappy team. Steve, are you surprised that they've been successful on the road?
Well, they're a tough team. They have smart veterans. They play hard every single night. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, this is a club that's very capable. And I thought Rick Adelman did a nice job with that team, having them prepared and ready every night.
You know, when you take a look at Michael Beasley and his numbers from last year, he added 4 points to his point-per-game average from 15 up to 19. He's got nice range, and I think he's going to continue to be an outstanding scorer.
Here's King. And play stops as it looks like they call an over-the-back here.
Well, it's an over-the-back foul, but it's one that you can live with. He's trying to be aggressive, and I like that.
Yeah, you know, I used to do that as a player myself, Steve, but you've got to be smart about going over the top. I don't think he had a chance to get that rebound anyway.
Hayes, he's covered by Randolph. Hayes up top, he's covered by Randolph. Clock at 6. Flynn kicks to Lee. Johnson's there. Shot's good by Lee. And for Michael Beasley, a natural power forward, but Steve, with his shooting, he can probably play at the 3.
Yeah, a little bit of a tweener. You know, he can play 4, he can play 3. I think there are times when there's a mismatch on the offensive end of the floor because he's so difficult to cover. The key for Beasley is just the consistency on a nightly basis, particularly at the defensive end of the floor.
Here's Hayes. He's guarded by Love. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for Houston. They host the Spurs after this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. So both teams changing it up here. Here is Flynn. 2 on the clock. And he hits the jump shot.
Beautifully executed play there to get that basket.
Here's King while recovering. Left side, Randolph. Gathers. And Beasley gets it to go on the assist from Anthony Randolph. And that's 11 points for Beasley. Rockets leading by 21. Outside Lowry. Terrence Williams on the wing. Three-pointer. That's good. Williams has got 9 points now in just the second half.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
It's stolen by Morris.
It's really been an ugly game for him as he continues to give the ball away on offense, guys.
Great job taking that one all the way to the hoop.
Yeah, he made the D look non-existent and foolish there.
Backing down is Beasley. Here is Ellington. And stolen by Flynn. Here's Lowry. Puts it up. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. So for the Rockets. Here is Flynn.
You know, when you look at cable and video games, the internet now with smartphones as well, it's pretty amazing how much more accessible the game is to fans than it was back when I played in the days of hot pants.
Backing down is Beasley. And stolen by Flynn. Solo break. That's blocked. Here's King. Covered by Lee. It's stolen by Morris. King gets called for the reach. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, they're not going to get back into this game when they commit frustration fouls like that one.
How about exasperation fouls? I mean, that's what it looked like to me. It's an indication of the kind of game they've been having.
Flynn misses. Going back to the all-digital distribution of the game, Steve, the NBA deserves credit for really staying on the cutting edge.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you can see games now in 3D. You can see it on your phones. You can see games on the internet. It's just amazing to think about the innovations in technology that have taken place in the last decade and how they have affected our game.
Beasley outside. Will it go? And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line.
First personal foul, 2 seconds. King taking 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
I'll tell you what, guys, there's so many talented players in this league now. Such an impressive influx of great young talent coming into the league over the last decade. It's an exciting time to be a basketball fan.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. When you look at all the great talent over the last decade or so, Clark, do you think that today's players are tending to reach their potential a bit more than perhaps those, say, in the 90s?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think you look at every era and it's a little different. I think for the most part, the same characteristics in great players are universal. Talent, accepting of coaching, and being willing to put in the extra work on your own. I mean, I think those things are timeless. And any player that maximizes his potential is putting that into practice. I mean, is actually acting on those things. So I don't think there's any particular difference between reaching your potential now versus reaching your potential in the 90s.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Anthony Randolph, he's checked in for Milicic. And Wesley Johnson has subbed for Luke Ridenour. Here's King. Johnson outside. 5 on the clock. King. With the clock winding down, Randolph can't hit.
Tough miss. I mean, not much defense. He had a really good look at the hoop.
Here's Flynn. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Randolph's got 4 rebounds in this game. Plenty of space. Gets it to go.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
Johnson.
And here's Budinger. Bangs home the trifecta.
This team just looking to run at every opportunity.
Circles around them is what they're doing. I mean, pushing the tempo and really enjoying an advantage there.
These guys know each other well, clearly, because that was a beautiful pass.
Here's Lee. And it's Johnson picking him up. Flynn kicks to Morris.
Well, you look back at that 2010 draft class. It was very deep with some promising big men. Derek Favors, you had Cousins, Udoh with Golden State, Greg Monroe, Ed Davis, Patrick Patterson, even Larry Sanders. They all got a chance to contribute in their rookie seasons.
Here's Lee. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. You know, speaking of all the bigs in that 2010 draft class, typically big men are a little slower to develop, but a lot of those guys, Clark, got significant minutes to start.
And you know what, Kevin? One of the best ways to learn is by doing regular minutes early in their careers, and a great sign for them going forward.
Budinger hits the reach-in call.
Rockets foul.
That's his first foul.
Chase Budinger. First personal foul. Team sport.
Here's King. Lee with the steal.
What's he doing out there? He's got to be more careful.
He sure does. They can't afford these kind of mistakes. Every possession is critical right now in the fourth quarter. It's been a complete game for him, hasn't it?
Yep, I agree with you there. I mean, he's been in the middle of everything going on.
Well, if you want to talk about why the Timberwolves struggle and why they did last year in particular, defense comes to mind immediately. Their opponents shot 47% from the field and 37% beyond the arc.
Well, the Timberwolves, and here's one for you, Steve, the 4th worst defense in the NBA last season statistically. Clark, clearly plenty of room for improvement.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a physical thing for him, Kevin. Good size and strength on the wings and inside. It's all attitude, mental, disposition. You got to communicate, and it has to be a multiple effort. I mean, everybody's got to be on the same page, committed to playing defense.
The second person, fourth